a year of renewal. I'm hearing the pace has changed. Whoever this is a message about 2026 specifically, okay? So someone might be searching for that, but this is somebody who, it's like as if you've been building this strong, firm foundation and it's within you. I'm even seeing somebody lifting weights, you know, like physically changing. There's been structure being put into place in order to hold down what is about to come. Like I say, the pace is changing here. I'm literally seeing the stallion, right? And obviously, as with a couple of months into the year, there's going to be a lunar new year, and that's going to be the horse, right? As we are aware. The beginning of 2025, I did say that it's going to be a year of Medusa, of awakening of the masculine, that kind of energy, and that has been unfolding, right? And I feel like 2026, for whoever this is, there's this energy of determination, pace, right? I think someone's been learning so many lessons, but they've been so intentional. It's like the strength that they've gained it's like this willpower. It's so hard to explain, right? I'm seeing the centaur. You know, the centaur? They call it a mythical creature. It's kind of like you are the stallion and you are the human, and you've got this target. Whoever this is, you've got this target. 2026. And don't forget, you know, collectively it's going to be a 1 year, so brand new beginnings, right? But you also have your individual years, right? So add up your birthday plus the year. So for example, if you're born 1st of January, it'll be 1 and then 1 for the year 1, right? So it'll be 3. Your year will be 3. You're on a 3 year, right? So it's important to recognize that, because that's going to also be very more personal to you, individual. There's a message coming through for whoever this is. It is saying pace yourself, because I'm feeling this energy of wanting to go full speed ahead. So you're going to need to kind of remind yourself along the way of the lessons, you know. The skins that have shed, they still, you know, there's residue from those skins. There's scars, you know, habits that, yes, you've been understanding and maybe it'll come up, but it's kind of like you're ready to handle it now. You're ready to handle this new way of doing things. You know, I'm hearing new wave, actually. That's interesting. It feels powerful, but it feels kind of secure at the same time. Even though there's nothing, it's like nothing's promised. So it's almost like I'm hearing like a risky game of luck or something, but it's like you're willing. I'm seeing armor. I'm seeing someone in armor, literally. Like you're willing to move towards that fortress, you know. I'm hearing to claim what's yours as well. So really powerful. I'm going to see who the specific message is for. It's kind of like you've changed so much over this past year, whoever this is. Come this time next year, 2026, it's... I don't know, I just feel like there's going to be more certainty, so much more certainty. You know, time is an illusion. Someone needed to hear that. Time is an illusion. Yeah. I think that someone right now is sitting in a bit of contemplation. The Empress, Divine Feminine, awakening that within you, that's for sure. Beautiful red colour could be really important, actually. 333. Yeah, someone's contemplating. I think that they've come from a lot. I think they've grown. Yeah, 6 of Cups. I think they're contemplating of everything of the past that they've finally been addressing with this 9 year. It's like they've finally been addressing this, okay? Oh my God. Ace of Cups. Coming into their heart space. This card specifies overflowing love. That's a new beginning from the heart space. And this is to do with past connections as well. So that could be relevant. We'll carry on and we'll see what comes through. But certainly someone's really contemplating of how much their heart has grown, has expanded, is so much more full of love. And I'm hearing the juice, the zest of life. So fountain could really be important, but I'm also getting the sacral with that as well. You know, that beautiful connection of the heart and sacral, so divine feminine, beautiful. You know, I work closely with those in my work, so I think someone's really reflecting on that themselves. You know, and it could be. I'm also seeing this energy of a renewed love for the divine feminine, actually, whether that's within you or someone outside of you. There's definitely something about that. And you've had to clear through so much to even access that space within you, to recognize that beautiful space, that bounty, that heart. Wow. So someone doesn't want to take the heart with them. Oh my God. Another ace, yeah, new beginnings. They don't want to take that the pain with them anymore. They want this brand new beginning. They're ready. 2 ones already on the table, so 1 is super important. Okay, 144 as well. 411. Oh, the 411. Okay. So new beginnings, that card specifies, and that's grounded. That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like this. It's like it is your heart leading now, but you're so much more grounded in that. You know, see this. There's that beautiful seed that they've planted. You know, and it's sprouting. It's sprouting, and you're watering it as well with your love now, with your heart. There's a difference. This is that finding your center. Literally finding your center. That's making all the difference. I think there was a lot of chaos within somebody before. Chaos that they've been clearing through in 2025. You know, this need to go 100 miles an hour, not able to stabilize yourself. So I am getting that stallion, right, that was coming through, but I also feel like there's charge in that stallion, but there's way more intention, direction, way more. It's not controlling you, you're controlling it kind of energy. Okay, yeah, choosing your battles. You've learned, whoever this is, you learn when to just step back, come back to yourself, not exhaust your energies, not outpour into where it's not worthy. This is where you're finding balance within yourself. It's really, these are profound lessons, really beautiful, especially in a world like this. You'll be tested, and you have been, clearly. Yeah. Okay. The world. There's some unfinished business is what I'm getting. There is some unfinished business though. I think this is something what someone is reflecting on, something that I think that they still want to, maybe that's that 6 of Cups actually, something from the past. Oh my God, the 4 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Celebrating union, twin flame card, marriage card, divine alignment card, sacred union, right? So really could be something that someone wants to handle once and for all, you know. Wow, too many cards. Okay, interesting. It's taken a while for someone to come to this stage, you know, to really recognize this is what they want. You know, Ace of Wands, 3 aces on the table. Oh my goodness me. Wow. 3 aces on the table. Those are all brand new beginnings. Divine is literally offering you these brand new beginnings. I think someone's really not taken action when it comes to this, whatever this is that they want to come towards, that alignment. They want to really handle it now. Wow. Let's get some clarity. Okay. So this is where it's going to be. I think whoever this is, you've been contemplating on where you needed to take action, but you just weren't ready. You weren't ready. So you've been learning, you've been growing, you've been, I'm hearing fostering yourself, something. Foster has come through for a reason, fostering. But you've already been understanding what it means to have a sturdy foundation within yourself before you can even move forwards. Which means you've had to release some attachments as well, actually, that's what's coming through, in order to lay a strong foundation. Okay, mental strength. Oh my God, the star. This card says wish granted, and that's what the star for me really is. It's like that miracle card, you know, divine giving you that beautiful wish, and that star, and it's pouring out, and you get to decide where it's pouring out, and that's the Ace of Cups. So you're so much more stronger in when it comes to your heart space. You have this new kind of you know, that willpower that was coming through. So when you move towards your heart space, it's not something that's going to overwhelm you or trigger these shadows within you. You recognize those now. You've gained such a keep saying that must be relevant for somebody. You've gained this internal willpower to really recognize what you truly desire, and recognize when divine is pouring that onto you and it's speaking to your heart space, instead of having the emotion overwhelm you anymore. It's not that, because you're finding your center. You know when to find your center. Okay, that's that new beginning. Wow, for this new beginning to come, this Ace of Coins, this strong foundation. It could even be something to do with business, but there's definitely something where there's security, something that can really come into abundance. This has been such a personal journey for you to get to this point. There's been so much change. This Death card as well that's come out with that spiritual mastery. It says you really have been prepared, being prepared for this by divine, whether you realize it or not. You're becoming more conscious of that now. You've been going through so many Phoenix moments. I think it's almost like as if it feels like it's normal for you now, natural for you to that degree. You know, at the beginning it wasn't the case. That's why you've gained such strength internally, your mind and your heart. So there's versions of you, like I mentioned, the skins that you've shared, the versions of you that you're phoenix through. This is where you're contemplating, whoever this is. So when this new beginning, the multiple new beginnings come through, which is essentially the 2026 messages coming through specifically for somebody here, you're so much more, you're ready. You're prepared for this. You've literally had to go through all of this to get to that point now. Wow. It has been a process for sure. I think that you had serious, I'm hearing like reckonings, things have been taken away from you. Is that how it's felt for whoever this is, okay? My gosh, this is where you're choosing your battles. No longer taking the unhealthy attachments with you. This is one of your biggest things about moving into 2026 for whoever this is. No longer dwelling on the unhealthy, and that's where you want to focus on what it is that you wanted to move towards before, that you weren't ready for, that was coming through in the first part. Get another one just to confirm this. Yeah, you've been through the unhealthy stuff. Empress again at the bottom of the deck. Hi. That red is really important. I'm also seeing the root chakra, so really you have been finding that stability. That's a really strong message for whoever this is. You were left licking your wounds. That's where you've had to learn some lessons where you've had to learn how to really choose your battles wisely. And it's all been to do with unhealthy attachments. It could be to do with, people, unhealthy connections in that way, but also just maybe yourself, maybe some kind of addictions or, that kind of excessive energy, patterns in your own mind as well, that you gained from a very young age that were serving you for a while to protect you, to help you survive. But I think this is this renewal, remember, year of renewal, it's about thriving for you. And that's why it has to be done with intention, and it starts from the beginning. It didn't just end there, it starts there. Empress. Beautiful. I'm just hearing knowing your worth, truly. Yeah, this is where it is. Remember I said there's still something that needs to be handled, so someone wants to handle. This is about overcoming that sorrow. It's a card of reconciliation as well, actually. And like I said, someone was not ready for a long time. There was a serious lack of growth is what's coming through on this card here. Wherever they were watering, devil at the bottom of the deck was preventing them from moving forwards. But now with this here as well, that overcoming that sorrow, someone really wants to reconcile their truth of their heart, actually. Remember? The Ace of Cups, what the heart really desires. This is really, there's a lot left unsaid. That's literally the Wheel of Fortune is trying to come through there. It says decisive moment. So this is where somebody makes a decision this time. Strength, my God, Leo energies. Yeah, this is where they make a decision now. Either they're going to keep repeating that energy of, just impulse, spontaneity, having fun, that's their decision. Needing that outlet and going for it. They're letting their passion rule instead of actually harnessing that beautiful, sacred energy, right? That's going to be their decision, because this is saying radiant energy, so they clearly have a lot of that energy. I think that's why that very first card is all about contemplation, coming back to your center, because this is a power within them that can sometimes feel like it has in the past taken over. This is what's going to make all the difference now. That's why their strength card at the bottom of the deck is going to really be relevant. So everything they've been learning, where they were licking their wounds with these unhealthy attachments, they're choosing their battles. It's about really embodying that now. Not just integrating it in intellectually, but actually embodying it in action, in body. Again, the Empress at the bottom of the deck. This is, wow. Okay. 3 times now she's come out at the bottom of the deck, I think. 3 times. Okay, one more just to confirm that card, that row. Okay. King of Swords as well. Yeah. Now, sometimes I always say, it's not about logic over heart, but this feels like you're going to need to take into account logic here and not be led by that lust specifically within you, where you're just like that excessive energy is really coming through, but not in a way where you're guarding yourself, not in just logic alone. I'm talking about emotional intelligence now. That's where your rewards for your labor are going to come through. Okay. There's really a balance here between, yes, head and heart, but also the external, I'm hearing external gratification versus internal fulfillment. Okay, so whenever you feel like you're lacking confidence, that's when you go into people divided energy. That's when that sacred union that wants to come through turns into separation. someone's confidence, and they need to be very mindful of who's influencing them around them. This is going to be something that they're going to need to be mindful of as they go into next year, because that Magician, again, a number one, it's in their hands. It's in their hands to create this. They're either going to have a time to celebrate, or they're going to be led astray. They're going to need to be mindful, okay? Especially if there are external energies that make them lack confidence even more. That's something where they need to bring it back to themselves and not just need an outlet, a distraction, okay? Let's get one more. Okay, what is this? Yeah, harmony restored. Harmony restored or continued clashes, okay? Some more, yeah, okay. Ace of Swords, that's all the aces now. The bottom of the deck, definitely number one, definitely about new beginnings. Awareness and insight, I think this is where they're gaining awareness. Judgment, okay. Devil in reverse. This is their time to release these. Someone here has truly been balancing some kind of addiction, something that has just been keeping them, leading them astray. It could just be other people's influences in opinions even, you know. So this is what they're going to need to be mindful of as they go into 2026. Because don't forget, this is that for a year of renewal, whoever this is, okay? Let's get some clarity. Whatever's clashing with them, the misaligned values, the misaligned connections, it's time to release that and overcome the despair. First up, straight away, the Emperor. Wow, okay. Devil at the bottom, someone's really, this is what they don't, I have a strong feeling they're really battling their inner self, like they don't want to take this into 2026, but it's not about that, it's about, because I think that this might be stressing themselves out about this. I really want these new beginnings, you know, but this is where they need to come into internal balance and recognize what it means to balance within in order to ensure that they are almost like harnessing those reins, as I say, and not letting it overtake them and overwhelm them, you know. It's in their power right now. It's in their power to have that balance. Expect the unexpected. Fire sign energies, creativity, impulse. Remember I said they're very impulsive. They have been anyway. There's a lot of passion here. Expect the unexpected. Whoa. Okay. Okay, communication card. There's a lot of 50-50 energy in terms of, this is what I mean, everything that's been coming through is kind of like they have it within them hands to find that union, that inner alignment, that beautiful alignment externally, water as well. Within 7 days, something about communications on Mercury, the Magician again, did come through. This is where the fire and the water within need to be balanced. Don't forget that fire is that masculine, that water is that feminine, right? So that intuitive nature, that compassionate nature of that emotional landscape, that Ace of Cups, with the fire, the creativity, the passion, the impulse, that Ace of Wands. Okay, so this is where they're gonna need to know how to balance. Two of Coins, right? They're gonna really need to understand how to balance this within them. This is gonna be their biggest test. I'm seeing that DNA strand. I'm seeing it again. This is what's gonna help them to truly, as they communicate and move forwards in this direction, wherever they're moving towards. It's done in that space. I remember I said grounded. Earth sign energy is grounded. They're becoming more grounded. I'm seeing again like weightlifting again, some kind of strength training. Anyway. Okay, it's King of Fire as well on the table. Oh my God, Twin Flames. Yeah, I do read for Twin Flames quite a bit. Prince of Fire as well. Okay, so 11-11. This is where there's going to be a 50-50 energy then. This can come through, but it's all going to be about how you handle. There's going to be a lot of emotion. It might feel overwhelming, but there's also going to be a lot of intensity, a lot of passion, a lot of desire. This is where you're going to need to find that balancing act, because don't forget that Divine Masculine, who grounds his connection to the physical here, is the one who's going to need to lead this. And I think that for a long time they thought that they couldn't do this. Okay, they've really been trying to find balance. But I think this is where their opportunity comes through now. Wherever this communication is, it's really going to allow them to recognize how they can harness the reins. You know, it's a two-way thing. Sagittarius energies as well, 14 to 30 days. It's a two-way thing. It's really going to highlight. Don't forget that a twin flame connection highlights to you everything that still needs to be unearthed and cleared through. Cleansed, healed through. Literally. The Lovers. Alignment, partnerships, love, openness, Gemini energy. Wow, literally Twin Flames and then the Lovers card. So this really seems to be a reading of a sacred union coming into play. you're on the verge of it. But don't forget, if you're truly on this journey, this twin flame journey, you will highlight the devil energies. That's the whole point. You will have experienced that with each other. This is where you've learned how to choose your battles. You've recognized all the unhealthy attachments that were blocking you from this beautiful, overflowing love of this Ace of Cups, which is actually divine within you, the divinity within you, divine wanting to work through you here on earth. That's where the devil's in reverse now with that Judgment card, because it's time. It's time. This is really, I feel like I'm getting like just tingles. Like it's just not goosebumps, tingles. It's very different. It's, I don't know. Wow. Really is a time to balance. No more sitting in despair. And remember, it's overcoming sorrow now. This is where that lacking confidence can come into play, or stepping up. Time to close that out. And that's not done in falsity and surface level. I'm talking about really honouring what you're seeing, what's coming up for you. Recognizing how that's not you anymore, or even how you can healthily handle that now. The version of you that you're becoming. Expansion, the Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter energies, Jupiter retrograde, turning point, growth, destiny. That's a really, to me, that's a really abundant card, truly. So you got twin flames, the Lovers, now this card. Wow, and it all begins within the next 7 days with whatever this communication is. Like I say, that balance is really important, okay? That's what this all is, that balancing act. Again, the external influences are really going to test someone. They're either going to block them from seeing where they're moving, where their divine vision has been guiding them to. And even I think that someone's ready, even in their actual living, like physical reality, I think they're receiving a lot of signs. Truly. That's where the Empress come out, that taking action, not just for the connection, in their life and what they need to be doing. Leo, the Sun. The Sun's come out again. The vitality, the creativity, the success, the purpose. This is really positive. But they need to, whoever this is, it's about staying on track now. Staying in your alignment. No longer over logic, logic overruling. That at the same time, recognizing you have that mental strength that I mentioned. Don't forget, I've got the King and Queen of Swords on the table. I always say that's like, when it really comes to love space, I'm going to say it can feel a bit cold sometimes, but I think this is more about recognizing that the mental strength is required for this twin flame journey. It's not just about love. That's about conquering so much shadow within and without. Okay, so no, it's not a fairy tale, but there's so much love there. So much. It's unconditional love. Okay, got Scorpio energy at the bottom of the deck as well. So, gosh, this is an interesting read. Whoever this is, 2026. Year of renewal. Let's get some clarity. The broom, 11. Removing the unwanted now. Purging, clean sweep, total makeover. Again, restoring harmony. Unavoidable, clean up, delete. That's what's been taking place. Like I said, this year for someone, it's been like creating structure within. And that meant, like I said before, releasing some attachments. You have to accept and acknowledge those patterns and whatever attachments they are first before you can really remove them. The obstacles. 21-8. Obstacle, problem, distance, solitude, pride, block. This is what's being removed. This is the obstacle that's being removed. Maybe there is a blocked situation. There's pride here. There's felt cold. This has been the barrier, the stubbornness, the indifference, acting indifferent, delays, distant. Someone's had to be in solitude to clear through all of that, because truly, if you're truly on that twin flame journey, you will have ignited that within you on a whole new level. Even, to really bring it to the forefront to see where you are so out of your divine alignment. Snowflake, vulnerable, fragile. Yeah, because you have to deal with every layer of you, including your inner child. Okay, wow. All right, what else? Yeah, the rings. Yeah, this is what I mean by renewal. 25, agreement, pact, cycles, promise, karma, closure, circle of trust, committed, contracts, partnership, reaping what you sow. Multiple things. I think the circle of trust there has truly had to shift, or at least someone's understanding, someone's judgment of that around them has changed. They've had to go through these karmic closures, like everything we've been mentioning, but there is this energy of there's a promise that needs to be kept, an agreement. And yeah, it can be whatever lifetime, but I think this is about whoever this is, by getting it here right now, in this lifetime. This is a card of reconciliation as well. Happiness, gift, creativity. Okay, there's warmth. Right, what else? Clarity for you. Okay, yeah, the lighthouse, number 7, your inner guidance system. That's your safe passage. So really having to go, that's why that contemplation, that very first card, it really is about finding that inner, the answers within, closing your human eyes and awakening to that beautiful divine vision, your divine intelligence within you. This is your right direction, secure, plotting a course, gaining clarity, navigating these obstacles. That's why they're being removed now with that broom. The security here. And like I said, that's something, a theme that's been coming through, security, secure. I think that's probably why the sword, the King and Queen of Swords has come out, because there's like this intelligence that's leading this. It's like the knowledge about twin flame journeys is much more accessible these days, you know. Again, it can be much more diluted and confused as well. So that's the shadow that you have to work through when you're truly on that journey. Masculine, again, a masculine. I think I'm reading for masculine, divine masculine. Divine timing. Don't forget that Empress just kept on showing up at the bottom of that deck, so I think someone's being guided right now. Inner divine feminine, yes. But also the external divine feminine, that guiding light, that lighthouse. That's how they're finding their own light, how that they are, you know, a guidance system too. Red flag and then the mask. This is where things have had to change. That death card, they've been licking their wounds because of this behavior. 22. Wow. Let's get some more clarity for this red flag. This is what they get to do with that whole renewal. For all aces on the table, this is the anchor. This is 35-9, stable, enduring, steady, persevere, long-lasting, willpower. I kept saying willpower. It says secure again. So I think this is just clarity, that this is what's being removed. The obstacles of this red flag are being removed. Someone's become way more secure and stable. That's that divine masculine energy. You know, secure, stable, not allowing the distractions, the avoidance, the internal chaos to take them away from what this is now. Their path. It's not even about anyone else. Their divine path. Them embodying that divine masculine, that divine feminine, that inner union within as well. Radical break from the past. Uprooted. They felt uprooted. And in the physical 3D, that's what divine masculines often go through. That's where the true awakening comes through. That's why it makes sense they have been uprooted in their physical. Boomerang. 33. The recovery. The return of what's yours. Could be health, money, friendship, relationship, enthusiasm, energy. Connection is coming through the wheel. That's the karmic cycle, another wheel of fortune. That one's all about abundance for me and expansion and destiny. This is all about karmic high cycles. Some things are out of your hands. Destiny, forces of the universe. Wow. More clarity. Yeah. Glass heart. 11 is really important. We've got that again now. Okay. Vulnerability, apologize, forgiveness, connection. So I'm hearing reconnection. Openness, delicate, clear, sensitive, handle carefully, taking a risk. I did say that. That came through before, didn't it? It feels like something's risky about this. You can't see what's ahead, but within you there's more security. There's determination, there's certainty, okay? Yeah, there's clarity here. It says clear, to be clear, sensitive, being sensitive. Okay, got the bear at the bottom of the deck as well. So it could be number 15 and 10, okay? So it could be boss, CEO, judge, coach, finance, benefits, wealth, mama bear, protective, strong, large, muscular, rich, affluence, hairy. I did hear something about having to heal through mother wounds. And you have to heal through both mother and father wounds, let's get real. But there's always something that's just a bit more prominent, you know, in your clearing path, okay? I am going to get, this is like a profound reading, so whoever this is, I'm going to get you an animal card for 2026 specifically. Animal card for 2026 for this energy that is coming through. Yeah, okay, so lion. Whoa. Okay, could be moving as well. So you got geese, and this is about being on a quest, migration, relocation, dependable, know where you're going, leaving no one behind, cyclic, faithful. Wow. Number 14 and number 17, the lion. Bold, brave, devoted, heart-centered. This really is, when that divine masculine is in that energy, they know what they want. They're being led by their divine heart. It's beautiful, courageous, proud, leadership, majestic, high self-esteem. See the difference between that strength and wrath, lacking confidence, versus this lion? This is whoever this is, who you are within you. It's time to access that. Not from a place of ego and pretending like it's a mask or something. That's what you're removing. This is about really getting to the core. Your strength lies in your vulnerabilities, your journey so far. And when you truly own everything you have been to this point, everything you've been through, who you have been, which can be hard, especially with divine masculine who has some serious 3D unhealthy patterns, that devil, that shadow, truly, especially with everything they have to face and how it's really suppressed in them even by society. When you truly get to that point where you can own it, that's when you really step into this beautiful light energy, that proud energy. That's where you can truly step into your heart and be heart-centered as you move forward. Your inner strength here, you see yourself as divine through the eyes of divine. Again, not ego. I'm seeing Scar and Mufasa. It's like you're embodying the Mufasa. You're not Simba anymore, you're embodying that Mufasa energy and getting away from that Scar energy. Lion's supposed to be really important because I'm seeing a lot of like that fiery energy, but you know, Leo. But also, it doesn't have to be that. It's just number one again, bunnies. It could be a rabbit as well. It could be your Chinese zodiac, you know. Yeah. Okay. Another confirmation. This really is a twin flame reading. Okay. Swans, deep soul connections, 6, twin flame. Deep soul connections, the one, blooming love. It's been blooming because it's been blooming within. Okay, you've had to just move through the jungle of the wilted leaves and just find that beautiful blooming rose within your heart. Truly. And that, you know, don't say that, like I said, this is not some romance, whatever. It's not that, or faith, a pair of things. Okay, and you got the owl, so seeing through the facade, finally breaking through all of that. Understanding, becoming more aware, observant, secrecy lifted, knowing what's going on, exploring the unknown. Okay, and that's been your journey. You've had to, because this is not a journey that is, you know, even with all the misinformation out there, there's misinformation, right? So I'm going to quickly get some of these cards, see what they need, what you need to be aware of. Don't forget, this is a year of renewal for whoever this is. 2026 specific reading. Yeah, freeing yourself, finally taking back control of your life from all this codependent energy, the addictions, the attachments. This is it. It's time to take back control of your life. True judgment call. Retreating, disconnecting from the world now. It's no longer about that. This is about your divine purpose now. Remember that other card that was coming through? Purpose-driven success is in your purpose drive. That is connected to this beautiful divine alignment. Okay. That can only come when you understand what that means within you. Okay, because otherwise you two will trigger each other so easily and so very much. So you really have to recognize that in order for these heart-to-heart conversations to come through, to lay down a foundation, you have to lay that within you. New love cycle. Wow, this really is a year of renewal. Wow. Okay, this is where you're going to need to retreat from the, like, disconnect from the world, everything that's been influencing you so far. Like I said, the unhealthy environment, attachments, connections, the influences that have been here in play, making someone lack even more confidence in their true path, you know, and in themselves. There's been clashes, there's been a lot of misalignments. Wow. Okay. Yet again, for me in this card, this deck, if you watch me, you'll know this is a card of divine connections for me. Twin flame connections, true love. This is a romance of a lifetimes, I'm going to say. Getting to know each other again as well. So, wow. You've already been seeking just so much. I don't know, I just think you've been freeing yourself of a lot of cycles to get to this point. 2026 is going to be worth waiting for. Divine timing has been at work in your love life. Of course it has. It's been divine unfold. It's divinely orchestrated. Especially this journey. You have such a divine purpose. Everyone has a divine purpose. Every soul is so important. I always say that on their unique journeys. But when I say these obstacles that have been removed, this red flag, the broom, like someone's been going through it. That's why all the aces are coming through. It's like almost like they're wanting to do like a good job of this. So when it comes through, they really can water the right seeds. They really can allow their heart to sing with joy and express themselves in truth, devotion, that lion energy. Okay. Yeah, so this is again, be mindful of who you're letting around, the voices that you're listening to. That's still going to be something, you know, the environment, but also I'm getting this energy of seeking someone who, you know, someone who's truly specifically can guide you on this journey. So it's really important to be very mindful of who you're going to, especially this day and age, right? With that wedding at the bottom of the deck, there's something about a high level commitment that could be on the mind, but just be aware of the voices around, because don't forget, like I said, that shadow wants to come through when light, divine light really wants to pour on to a world that drastically needs it in certain times and places. is where you're going to need to, yeah, be mindful, because that separation, that's what's kept that separation in play. Well, let's get one more. Okay, yeah. Once again, whoever this is, masculine energy, clearly, they've been lacking so much self-worth. They're finally understanding that they are lovable. This is what's kept them in separation as well. They are lovable. Or maybe they were connected to someone or something else, but that attraction energy, finally seeing themselves. I've been called to get these, so I'm going to do these. But I also want to point out that the reconciliation card didn't come out. It said new love cycle. So I don't think this is, picking away left off. This really is going to be that brand new energy, the aces that we're all coming through, okay? There's something about this deck specifically that once they want to show you what could be getting in the way of this. Okay, so what could be getting in the way of this? Again, seeing your worth is such a big deal. Number 3. Be mindful of that jealousy. Something about jealousy is going to be important for somebody. Okay. Sweetest taboo. Again, what's driving you? What is driving you? Pleasure, instant pleasure hits, or there's a lot of that around. I think that really does distract someone. This has been one of the biggest, like I said, there's something about their passion, their sacred energy that's been such a big deal. Love's embrace. It's like they want to embrace love, but that overwhelm, there's going to need to stay on top of it. I just think there's a lot of attraction here that is. Okay, let's see what else you need to be aware of. I think that this is, whoever you are, you're quite attractive and you do have a lot of attention. The lady who waits. Okay. There feels like there has been a waiting energy here, but you don't need to be waiting. You need to be becoming. This is your becoming. A loving gaze. Someone's been watching behind the scenes, but this is where it's kind of like moving away from that behind the scenes energy. Ending those parts of you and taking the plunge. Literally, it says taking the plunge 11 again. Really important number, yeah. I think it's just clarifying everything we've been saying. There is this energy of embracing love, and there's been a very solo journey to this point, okay? And I think it's because someone's had to really recognize who they were beneath the surface, beneath all of it. I was going to get these cards. Archangel Michael is beautiful protector of twin flames. Okay, someone to call on. So of course you're going to be mirroring a lot. So there really is this energy of just don't get taken away or feel like this rush of pleasure just from something that feels like it's going to be very quick. It's not about that. It's about stability. Eternal love at the bottom of the deck. Archangel Michael. What would Archangel Michael like to say to you? What's the guidance? Writing about your thoughts and feelings, so that could be important. So journaling, or even if you're connecting, it's about how you're communicating. You created this situation, you have the power to change it. Important message. Energy healing work, so clearing and cleansing through your energy field is going to be really important, especially on this journey. It's not just what you're seeing in the physical and what you're thinking in your mind space with what's going on. It's not just your logic, okay? Again, eternal love. Shield yourself, protect yourself, especially this connection. Spiritual hygiene, divine protection, really important, okay? I'm seeing someone literally praying as well. Spending time outdoors, so that's like connecting to nature, really beautiful. You're on the right path. This is your path. You're on the right path. Something about taking care of your health is important, so the energy, the protecting yourself, spending time outdoors, and really reconnecting to the basics, Mama Gaia as well. Just so that I'm hearing something about settling your spirit as well as you go on this journey. There's a lot, you're cleansing through a lot of generational stuff as well. The person you're asking about is trustworthy. Regardless of all of this, the unconditional love you hold for each other deeply within, from across since the beginning of time, the innocence. This hasn't been about each other hurting each other. It's not been about that. It's been about really needing to cleanse and clear through everything that's preventing you from recognizing your divine self, your divine journey, your divine path, your divine truth, okay? Guided and protected. So you are guided and protected. Of course you are. When you're truly on that journey, you always will be. It's about honoring that, reflecting that back by saying yes to your divine purpose, understanding that. Again, innocence at the bottom of the deck. Your connection also is divinely protected, okay? Keep your eyes on your targeted intention. The situation is already resolved. Okay, so focusing on your inner vision and your intention. Ask for guidance from divine, from Archangel Michael, and releasing the fears and the doubts and regaining your confidence and your courage. So of course, this is divinely written. It's all already resolved, but it's not about you focusing on the end goal in terms of the intention and the time scale. It's not about that. That's already done. That's written for you. It's about you honoring the process as you move in that direction now. That's what this is. You know, I mean, this is, look at you. You're reflecting beautiful swans. You know, I'm just seeing that ring as well. There's just something, I'm just going to get some more cards from this deck to see what you need to be aware of moving forward, especially with this renewal energy that's coming through. And I think that this need to trust, to recognize the different poles on the energy that have caused separation or feel, and it's not even separation with each other, it's literally your separation within you and your divine truth, within you and divine. What is separating, what is keeping you separate from divine? That divine frequency, the frequency of your heart, of your soul, right? Your heart is accessing your biggest key to your soul, right? What's stopping you? That's where you have to, that love's embrace is actually you embracing your own heart, looking beneath the surface. And you've been doing so much of that, you know, you're at the space where you understand that you have, that's where that message came through from Archangel Michael, you have the power to change this. It's in your hands. You've been gifted that. It's part of your purpose. You're on the right path. Okay, it's been a waiting game, but like the cards say, it's been worth waiting for. This is about you now. Moving forwards, literally the North Star. When you feel that anxious, overwhelmed, that's time to step back into yourself. You've done everything else. You've allowed that shadow to take the lead. It's different now. You've removed the puppet strings. Okay, number 3, inner guidance. Again, your inner guidance is going to be so powerful. Your direction, your core values are your guiding light. Your inner knowing is your true path. There's clarity, there's hope, there's certainty, there's confidence, and there's, again, protection. So if you don't feel like you're protected, because I've come out multiple times, you are connected to divine. Whatever you're guided to do in that healthy, that aligned way where your heart is like, yes, I know it, okay? Moving forward, what else you need to be aware of? You really are following your North Star. It's beautiful. Masculine energy again, okay? Yeah, there's balance. So wherever it felt like there was something puzzling, there's been complications, that kind of energy, it's time to really enter a state of collaboration. The healthy, the divinely aligned connections, spaces, places, that kind of thing. And where that can't be found, where it still feels a bit out of alignment, there's balance. This is about you finding your inner center, integrating the opposing forces, because there's always going to be shadow and light on the human experience, until everyone in existence really reaches that point. But that's not yet. So this is about you finding that feeling complete within you, regardless of the chaos around you. That's where your awareness comes in, your well-being, equality. Okay, masculine energy. 9, 5, 23, 28, 3. It's been a lot of confusion, a lot of doubt, a lot of hesitation. Okay, there is this energy of romance, renewal of your romance, but again, recognizing that there could be some kind of invitation coming through, reconnecting to your intuition space and not just allowing the fantasy and the illusion to overrule. It's going to be really important, because that's where the confusion comes in. Okay, abundance. What else do you need to be aware of moving forwards? This is what's kept someone in indecision, and they're recognizing that. This is where they're untangling and finding balance and recognizing where actually there needs to be something cleared through here. Okay, I'm getting a bit confused actually. Hold on, let me just, okay, that's fine then. So wherever there was this tornado, which makes sense, I'm hearing the separation, so there was an unexpected end. It felt total wreck, you know, it felt like it was over and done. You're getting this waterfall, so this is overflowing abundance, an emotional release, releasing tears of joy, fulfillment, letting it go. 34, 8, 6, 32, 8, 8, 8. Yeah, someone's becoming less, it's almost like the insecurities had them so self-focused, but as they're releasing that and finding vitality and health and connection to divine, this card is all about, they're actually becoming more stronger in them, in knowing that confidence and courage, which is then allowing them to really be there for the right people around them as well, and their purpose. So it did come out. Radical changes. That's it. Deep changes. Divine intervention here as well. Radical break from the past. Anything else about moving forwards? Okay, 34 is important. There is progress. It's going to be very precise. It's going to feel like it feels more smooth and more seamless. Okay, there's efficiency here. It's about working together. Number 1, again, the archer. Like I said, stay on target. You've been developing over time, like fine wine. Okay, being precise is going to be super important here. This isn't something that you don't just go on a whim on this kind of journey. That's not what this is anymore. You know, yeah. You've had your trials and losses. There's been a lot that's been brought to light. And there's something else that needs to be cleared through. Someone exceptional. What else do you need to be aware of moving forwards? Divine timing, head of the pack. Everything that's been clearing through, the unseen, the subconscious mind, the destinies at play, divine orchestration, things out of your hands, getting what you deserve, all that kind of stuff. This is what's happening. You become head of the pack, number 15, 26, 2, 19, 36, 6, 4. Will to win, getting it done, drive. This is alpha male specifically, you know, the alpha energy, success, leading. Oh, you're already honoring that energy. And with this doorbell as well. There's illumination, light bulb, 26. Epiphany, there's a breakthrough. Wow. Where there might have been, felt like there was deceit or you know, the foxes could be important generally for you, but they might have felt like there was deceit and self-interest. That's where there's going to be illumination. Number 14 and 9. That's where there's going to be the right conversations, right communication. 14 is important as well. 14. Yeah, it's fine to find your firm foundations here. Yeah, starting point, thoughts are becoming things, careful planning again. Okay, your destiny is unfolding. This card isn't even meant to be in this deck, but the elephants are clearly important. Keep your wits about you. Have trust. You're in a position where you can easily remove these obstacles now. You might be connecting telepathically as well. Okay, so, wow, I didn't expect this reading to go on this long and also to unfold the way it did, but it clearly needed to come through for somebody. Okay, so it's going to be a powerful one. Intention, precision, structure. Actually, I'm going to quickly do these as well. They're going to be really important for you. Okay, super quickly, working through your fears. New moon, new Scorpio could have been important for you for that as well. Helped you to release what you need to release. That's good. So be mindful of that, exactly. You go through that, because the devil card was coming through multiple times. Be bold and make the first move. Balance spirituality and practicality. So, you know, that physical, that 3D, and also what's happening up there, you know, surrendering to the divine. You have to become master alchemist at that. That's your master key, learning how to balance that. Don't forget, from the very beginning, there was a lot about balance and balancing that. Okay, confidence, again, is your key to success. Whoever this is, Leo energies, again, big deal, confidence. Nothing is yet set in stone, so don't think things are overdone. Another Leo card, don't let pride get in your way. So be mindful how you're talking to yourself and to others, okay? There's shifts taking place. There always is on that journey. Shifts, you know. Your commitment is being tested. Be mindful. Be mindful. You are good enough. Wow, someone's really going through tests. So, yeah, the good prosperity does lie ahead, but first you've got to know your worth. To finally show up and recognize where the adjustments are required. Again, don't let pride get in your way, because a new start wants to come through just beneath that. It's up to you now. It's up to you, okay? So you're in a transition space, okay? New beginnings are really coming through for you, and it's been worth waiting for, but again, it's in your hands right now, okay? So you've got this. Sending love.